What a start that was.
Hello and welcome along to another episode of Across the Fourth. I'm your host Aaron Fraser. I'm joined once again by Logan Back and Stephen Kinnaman. As you can hear, we've got a brand new setup and we're already putting it to its full capabilities. Gents, how are we doing today?
I'm loving that new intro music, despite the fact we've been laughing at it for the past 10 minutes of what Aaron can do on this new recording device, shall we say. So you might hear a few over the next few weeks of Aaron just
watch out. There might be in the middle of nowhere random noise. So
they stupidly gave me the keys to this thing, so if I can wreak havoc, better believe I will be. We obviously aim to bring you the best coverage of the weird and wonderful world of Scottish football, but giving a big child access to a brand new roadcaster is only going to end in one way. So we've got a packed itinerary as usual. Once again, we're going to start off with the Celtic Aberdeen game. Celtic obviously scoring 6 goals at Parkhead against the Dons, who suffered a very heavy defeat on the road. Aberdeen, one of the better teams in the country. I'm pretty sure everybody would not disagree with that, but Celtic have just absolutely blown them away.
yeah, I think I've seen that quite a lot of times when Aberdeen have tended to go to Parkhead. I mean, similar to basically any other team, and even Rangers included. You go to Celtic Park, you probably take a doing. I think was it St Johnstone that went there at the start of the season that managed to get a point off of them. Obviously Rodgers was only just back, but yeah, I don't think, especially the fact they were playing in a massive game in Europe on the Thursday, I think they would have just took the hit on that one. I mean, 6-0 that is ridiculous, but I think they would have probably expected to take a defeat there.
Yeah, conceding 3 goals in injury time, albeit there was 10 minutes, but that's just not good enough. I get against any side. I know Celtic are the best team in the league at the moment, but for a team like Aberdeen to go to Celtic Park and concede 6 goals, I know that the game style that teams go and play at Celtic Park, some teams have a go, but when you usually have a go, you get punished. But when you sit in, you clearly get punished as well, so it's difficult either way. But Aberdeen certainly, it was certainly a very poor result.
I mean, there's going for it, and then there's getting tanked like that. Celtic steamrolled Aberdeen, to put it politely. I mean, there's no other way to dress it up. It was an absolute hounding and a very morale-sapping defeat for Aberdeen. Obviously, after mathematically being put out of Europe the other night, it wasn't exactly the reaction that they were looking for.
Yeah, and I thought they played all right on Thursday night as well. They got a good result. Jamie McGrath's goal was a brilliant free kick, and they nearly got robbed at the end with that the penalty that got ruled out for VAR, which was just a blatant dive. So yeah, they got a good result, and as you said, Stephen, it might be just been a European hangover, but after that good result, maybe they thought they went into positive spirits, albeit getting knocked out of Europe on the Thursday night. But yeah, it was just a very, very poor afternoon for the Dons.
There's a debate going on just now, and there's a lot of discussion around summer signing Luis Palma, obviously signed to replace Jota, who went off to Saudi Arabia in the summer. But there's a bit of a discussion going on just now, who's obviously he's not been there for nearly as long as Jota was, but the discussion right now is Jota, Palma, who's the better player?
Jota.
Do you think?
Jota.
I'm inclined to say Jota as well. They're obviously slightly different players, but Jota used to scare me, man. Like Jota was terrifying. He's probably, I'd say, I'm going to go out on a limb here, he's probably the most technically gifted player we've had in Scotland for at least 10 to 15 years.
The thing is, with a team like Celtic or Rangers, they send a new player, they do well at the start. They always get hyped up like that. And I think for what Jota did for Celtic, and as you say, like coming up against them, just see, like imagining him running at Lewis Stevenson gave me the fear. But
I think
yeah.
anybody running at Lewis Stevenson gives you the fear. I think my granny could run at Lewis Stevenson, you'd be sitting there shaking.
Yeah, that's very true. But they are two different players. I think you've seen Palmer's had a few. Some of his strikes this season have been ridiculous. But I wouldn't say Jota would do that, if you know what I mean. I think I'd put more money on Jota to take the ball and just absolutely skin someone than Palmer though.
I think it's maybe too early to judge just now who the better player is. And
oh, there he is, Mr. I'll sit on the fence for every single debate. Honestly,
No.
Have a word with yourself.
let me finish my answer. Right now, I think Jota is the better player, but can Palmer get to that level of what Jota is? Yes, he can. Could he exceed his time at Celtic and go on to bigger things than Jota and not just go to Saudi Arabia? Yes.
Let's face it, if Jota, obviously it's obviously hypothetical, but Jota, realistically, if he didn't just go for the money bags, he'd be going to the Premier League.
Yeah,
100%.
I was surprised Ange didn't take him to Tottenham, to be honest.
I don't know, but at the same time, maybe he didn't want to ruin the relationship with his former club, like leaving and just poaching. I mean, there was rumours at the time like Kyogo was going to head down to London as well. So I think that he left Celtic at a fairly on fairly good terms with the fans. Obviously, you've got the nutters that as soon as someone leaves Celtic, like they're dead to them, and they must be wiped from history.
James
but
McKenzie.
we'll have to get Jim on the podcast one week, surely.
Yeah, hopefully.
It will one day happen.
And he can go over the Celtic propaganda for why Luis Palma is now better than Jota. That's what his opinion was earlier.
I know,
That's just
controversial, but he's got to get Axon clicks somehow, doesn't he? But no, two very clearly technically gifted players, and Palmer he's already had big moments. That goal against Atletico Madrid, can't look past that. But there's obviously still a long way to go. And Yang finally getting a chance, but Parkhead's forgotten man at times, I'd say.
Yeah, I've not really seen much of him, but just
neither has anyone.
Just a small look on Twitter, Celtic fans would say that they were very impressed with him at the weekend.
Yeah, he's finally going to get his chance ahead of with Abada and Maeda being out injured. And according to Celtic fans, he did play very well on Sunday. So good to see him get his chance as well. Because it's difficult when Celtic have so many attacking options in their squad. And yeah, that's another Asian player doing well in the Scottish Premiership, which is good to see as well. But
an untapped market until Big Ange kind of obviously brought Kyogo over firstly, and then a few more players from the J League soon followed because of his experience in that league. And I think it's really opened it up. Obviously, to a lesser extent, Hearts have had Yutaro Oda, Kyosuke Tagawa to varying degrees of success, but again, still fairly early on in their Hearts careers. Can't write them off just yet. But the Japanese market's certainly being explored. I think it's affordable for Scottish teams, but you can also find a wee hidden gem in those leagues, because a lot of clubs will just turn their nose up and go Japanese league, not bothered. But it would appear that it's more of a market for SPFL clubs to say, look, we can take your best players, bring them into Scotland, into Europe, if you will. If they impress in the Scottish Premiership, they get to play in Europe, attract suitors from further abroad. It's a good career path for them.
Yeah, I'm glad that Celtic didn't stop with buying in the Asian market.
They never stop.
As soon as Ange left, they continued to recruit it in that area of the world, and clearly it's benefited with the players they brought in.
Yeah, as you say, they've got a perfect way to promote joining Scottish football, because if you're at Celtic or Rangers, you get group stage football in Europe, and you're almost definitely being looked at by Premier League clubs if you're playing well. So it's a good way for a player to come over and not necessarily be under the same amount of pressure as if you join the Premier League club, where they have a lot higher expectation, if you know what I mean.
No, definitely. I mean, it's a good barometer. You see Postecoglou coming in. I know it's a bit of a different situation, but he came in as a relative unknown. Obviously, it was with Australia, but a lot of folk were like, who's this boy? And give it a couple of years, a couple of trophies later, is now ripping it up there at Spurs. So if you do well in Scotland, you'd be surprised at the platform you can get to perform elsewhere, is what I'd be taking from that. And the final talking point from Parkhead was the industrial challenge that Kyogo Furuhashi suffered. I think he was out cold before he hit the ground.
Never a foul.
Game's gone soft.
No.
You can see why it looks rash.
It's not a red. I don't think it's a red.
I don't think it's a red card. Yes, it might be a bit dangerous, but
and I'm just gonna say it. He's always on the floor, so a referee's gonna look at that and go, he's always just jumping down. So he's probably just made the most of that challenge.
It's like the boy that cried wolf. So
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Kyogo goes down holding his head all the time.
Exactly. So I'm not surprised that the one time that it is a very strong challenge that nothing gets done.
he's came out today saying he can't remember anything that happened. So
That's just waffle, isn't it?
Get him on here to waffle for half an hour. But
I
no,
think I'll be able to understand him, mate.
Can I not speak English?
No, he doesn't
I
speak
don't-
English.
Well,
very limited.
if he
English,
has
I
a
think.
few lessons, then I'm sure we can
I'd
invite
happily have him
on.
on, like, but
I mean, I'm sure that would get a few extra viewers into the channel, but somehow I think that getting Kyogo into Napier University is a little bit outside our budget.
Yeah, just a little maybe.
I mean, we're yet to get David Tanner and we're offering 50p and a Fredo, but we'll get that man on this bench soon enough.
We can't get James McKenzie on. We're not getting Kyogo on.
Well, if
there's
we
a
get,
big budget
if we
for
get,
Aaron anyways.
listen, if we get James McKenzie to ask Kyogo,
There you go.
you never know, it could come off. Next up, Rangers versus Livingston.
Sorry, do that again, please.
What?
Next up.
Next up. What's so funny about that?
Right.
It was just because you didn't say anything before it. And
Yeah.
I really don't understand what's so funny about that. Next up! Next up, on across the fourth, Rangers comfortable win at Livingston despite missing a penalty for what he's missed against Hearts also, but Tavernier's not been one to miss many penalties for Rangers, but that's two he's missed fairly recently, but he got a second bite of the cherry from the spot and eventually scored it. And Cyril Dessers even scored a goal, so that kind of shows you just how poor Livingston are at the moment. Also, McCausland put in a man of the match performance, very promising young talent. The goal that he scored should have counted. I think it should have counted anyway.
Yeah, probably. I think if you're not given that goal, then there's a lot of goals that you'd be disallowing. But I've seen harsher decisions.
I know, but like it comes back to the whole VAR debate again. VAR was when was brought in to be used with clear and unobvious errors.
No, I agree.
And offside was offside. The call was offside.
For the first one or the second one, the McCausland's goal.
McCausland's.
Was it? What was it given for, offside or a foul? Because it was Sima was it not, that was there?
Yeah. I just think with calls that are like so marginal, like it's just it was meant to just be used to correct serious mistakes, but now it watches over everything. What's the point in the referee being there?
I know.
If a decision they make with the tiniest bit of human error gets called back. Like
It's all human error though. In the end, it's all, like, for example, offsides. Like if it's a human controlling it.
the point
So
is,
they're deciding when
football was never designed to be perfect.
No.
The reason that goals are scored is because there's a defensive mistake. The keeper can't quite get to it. Not everyone's. The whole point of football is to be imperfect. So you can't run it as if it's meant to be perfect. If it's perfect, both teams just pass the ball about all game. There'd be no goals scored, no fouls, no nothing. It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
And it never has been meant to work like that. So I just don't understand how they can be disallowing goals for such tiny, tiny marginal errors. I would much rather go back to having no VAR, because the long delays, we moan about it every week on here, but like the game I was at, the Motherwell Hearts game at the weekend, there was two controversial penalty calls. Do I reckon they should have been penalties? Yes. Would VAR have given them? You're joking. It took the referee at the monitor and got disallowed. That's a whole other story. But the point I'm kind of trying to ramble on and get to here, the long delays, like, I couldn't be bothered. Like, I was like, oh, well, if I've got a penalty or not, I don't care at this point, get on with the game. I'm here to watch football, not to watch the guy stand with his hand on his ear, listening to some voice that nobody can hear. It's not football.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, we're too far down the line to just go, do you know what, we'll chuck it. The clubs have spent a lot of money on this. I think, in general, the level of officiating needs to be altered if we're going to use VAR. We need to get more full-time referees trained on it to know exactly what they're doing, exactly what they're giving. Like, for example, the Boyle offside goal against Aberdeen in the semi-final. If it takes you 4 minutes to find out he's offside, then go with the on-field decision. It shouldn't take you that long to decide something. And by the way, it's a guy controlling what frame Fish kicks the ball at. If he goes 3 frames back, Boyle might be onside. You're just trusting that they're going by the right one.
I'm kind of not surprised that Stephen's passionate about VAR this week after
Nah,
Thursday night.
to be honest, it really annoyed me during the week when we were playing St Mirren and we had a penalty away from.
Go on, Stephen.
There you go. There's the first one.
Yeah, a penalty given away on from Obita. But it was a penalty all day. It doesn't matter if the ball was nowhere near him. VAR saw it and gave it. And I had to listen to the commentators for 20 minutes say that VAR needs to get chucked because it gave that. It was a penalty. Honestly. I think people are moaning at VAR now for stuff because it's kind of like they all jump on the bandwagon. It's all VAR. Let's blame them if we get beat, if we give a goal away. We'll just blame VAR for it. And it's not our faults. Obita shouldn't be fouling a man in the box. Full stop. It's a penalty. VAR did its job. I don't get it.
Now, I've put out some bait there and you've not took it.
What?
I meant the Liverpool game.
Oh, the Liverpool game. That's too far gone now. We'd be top of the league if it wasn't for that goal.
No, the one on Thursday night.
Oh, Thursday night. Honestly, no, I'm not talking about that. That is just stupid. That is when you literally have people sitting in a room going, right, we need to find a way that this goal can get chopped off. Where can this goal be chopped off from?
Exactly what I wanted. Exactly what I
Move
wanted.
on.
It's the
Move
soundbites
on.
we need, Mr. Kinnaman. We need them. We need your impassioned rants on VAR that only seem to be effective with Liverpool. See, when it's Hibs, it's fine, but when Liverpool, no.
It's totally different though, because I think I think Hibs are coming to the point now where a lot of fans are going like, why us? Why are we getting like so many decisions given against us? Like there was one, Boyle went down in the box, never a penalty, I don't think it is, but VAR didn't check it. I mean that's the issue people had. Obviously that McCausland penalty, quotation marks penalty against Livingston was the same.
That's fantastic, but Tavernier took it.
No, the one he went down for it.
Right.
So he goes down with less contact than Venti did the week before against Aberdeen, and one's a penalty, one's not. Like, I don't get it.
Although you're more than like nothing on earth, but Hibs finally won a game.
Very true. Finally, that was refreshing to see. I mean, it's what. It certainly wasn't comfortable, wasn't relaxing, but finally a good 3 points.
Yeah, Hibs finally. I think Montgomery's will probably be a bit relieved after that result. Kilmarnock got a horrendous away record, and that continued on Saturday. And yeah, Josh Campbell scoring again, which is another bonus for Hibs. He's came under some criticism recently about his performances, and he scored 2 and 2 now. So yeah.
Some finish.
Yeah, so he'll be delighted with himself, and I'm sure Montgomery will be delighted with his players as well.
Hearts played quite well away from home for once. Hearts scored away from home. Hearts won away from home. It's a miracle happened in Lanarkshire at the weekend. Obviously, Logan and Shankland continuing his hot streak. That's 5 goals in 5 games, and these latest 2 goals are a match-winning double at a venue where Hearts have struggled in recent seasons. Well, since I can remember, Hearts have always struggled at Fir Park, but very solid victory. They played at the home team for the majority of the first half. Benny Beningame also superb in centre mid, probably his best performance since coming back from that injury. And Shankland's just the man at the moment. Called up to the Scotland squad as well. Hope to see him feature, although I do think that obviously he's still got Dykes, who's Clark's main man. He's the favourite, and we all know how loyal Clark is to his favourites, but I really don't see why he would bother calling Shankland up not to give him any meaningful game time.
I think he's just obviously he'll be there to provide competition at the time, and yes, the Georgia game is arguably the easier of the 2 ties. You'd probably say, but it will still be a tough game, and it will still be one that Steve Clark will be looking to probably play his strongest team in and get maximum points, because we do still want to top the group. There is still games to play for. Jacob Brown, not really that convinced in a Scotland shirt so far.
I think he played well against France in that friendly. He's only really had one chance.
I genuinely can't. I cannot recall a single Jacob Brown performance for Scotland.
He came on in the friendly.
I'm not even trying to be like dismissive.
Yeah.
I genuinely could not.
He was
tell
on.
you.
He was on. He was on in October against France, and I think he played pretty well. But I don't think Shankland starts for Scotland, personally.
I fit Kevin Nisbet would though.
Oh, you can behave yourself.
I think it's a position Scotland struggle with, but I genuinely don't think Shankland. If we were playing Shankland against Norway, I think that makes me worry about our depth. To be honest with you,
you've obviously got Adams as your starting striker, I'd say.
Adams and Dykes. If you're starting at 2. And
Although Clark has kind of persisted with his whole one up front for really well now.
I prefer Dykes, and then if Adams isn't available, then Christie off of him. I think that's usually the best option.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if Shankland came on for 10 minutes at the end of the game.
He came on against Spain, did he not?
Yeah, he came on.
I wouldn't be
didn't
surprised.
Really get a chance.
Yeah.
He almost scored.
He had a shot. It was straight at. Was it Kepa?
Fraud, whoever it was.
It was. No, I don't think it was. I think it was not a nice one. It wasn't Kepa, I don't think. Wait, the away game, yeah?
No,
the
home game. That was Kepa, yeah.
So he got his 10-minute cameo there, and done what he could have really. But it is difficult for Scotland strikers coming off the bench with like 10-15 minutes to go. You're trying to prove yourself. Even for any player playing for Scotland, trying to prove yourself, unless you start in those games, it is difficult. That France game was a brilliant opportunity. And Shankland, obviously, I don't think he was in the squad for that.
He wasn't, no. He wasn't really scoring any goals at that point.
So that could have been a brilliant opportunity for Shankland to play. The likes of Lewis Ferguson had a brilliant, I think he played the whole 90 minutes as well, and he's been doing really well at club level.
I've been banging them in Italy.
What is he, 1 goal off of breaking Dennis Law's records of the highest Scottish goal scorer in Italy?
Yeah, I don't know if you recall the tweet that I put out before.
No.
Kenny McLean scored the winner against Norway.
Oh, yeah.
When I said that Lewis Ferguson should have came on against Norway instead of Kenny McLean.
Probably should have.
Admittedly, I couldn't actually watch the game that day, but I remember checking my phone and seeing Scotland substitution on Kenny McLean, and I put my phone down. I'm like, nah, game's gone. Checked it like 5 minutes later. I'm like, oh my god, we're 2-1 up, and Kenny McLean just scored the winner.
Yeah, I got crucified on Twitter.
I was sitting on a booze cruise in Zante, literally missed the first half of the game, got in, had to get changed, went into the bar at the hotel, cut the last 10 minutes. Honestly, beautiful. Whole place went mental.
St Johnstone, Levine ball is here. And it's here to stay. That specky man's going to lead them to survival.
You can talk, mate.
I know I can talk. That's why I'm on the podcast.
Good result for St Johnstone on Saturday. They probably should have won during the week as well.
Yeah.
Giving away a 2-goal lead.
Who was that against?
Who was
not
it?
falling for the joke. I am not falling for the... Yeah, but Motherwell done well to fight back from a 2-goal lead that night. But yeah, Ross County, their opponent's really struggling at the moment. Malky Mackay needs to try and re-energise his side and then get some points on the table because they are really struggling. But yeah, good result for St Johnstone, but there is obviously a bit of concern in the squad as well.
Yeah, St Johnstone don't need to worry. They've moved the game against Hibs forwards to halfway through December, so that'll be a guaranteed 3 points for them.
As mentioned last week, he'll be doing the grid at Easter Road.
Yes.
It's at McDermott Park.
Even better. I think I prefer seeing Hibs lose at McDermott Park than Easter Road. The boos are hilarious at home, but seeing like a half-empty stadium lose their minds as Stevie May gurries towards the massive puddle at the corner flag, it really does it for me. Do you know that?
I'm not looking forward to it, to be honest. We've got a few games before that, but
whoever looks forward to playing St Johnstone?
That's true.
Especially your record.
We've won our last 2 games at McDermott Park.
Insert
have you got
clapping
a
noise.
Sound, please?
Notice he doesn't do this for Hearts, but he does it for everyone else.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
As soon as Hibs and Dunfermline have something against them, it'll be the first person to tap that, but it's something against Hearts.
No, it doesn't use it.
Admittedly, St Johnstone's actually, apart from Hibs away, St Johnstone's the away ground I've visited the most as a football fan. I've genuinely been there about 10, 11 times.
I've been a few times. I used to go when I was younger.
10, 11 times, 2 wins and like a draw. Rest of the time, pumped.
I know.
It shows that Dunfermline's not been in the Premiership recently when I've not been to McDermott Park.
I mean, going to see Yogi Hughes' team play at McDermott Park.
No
it
one
must have been
that.
must have been 2010, 2011, and it was his last game as Hibs manager. He got sacked after it. Must have been like 2-0 loss or something like that. What do you mean by that, Logan?
No comment.
I did see Levine's last game as Hearts manager, ironically, at McDermott Park. I just remember it was just so cold and wet and depressing. It was a Wednesday night, I'm sure. It was a midweek game anyway. And you just stood there like freezing, like I just want to go home.
It just makes me think of Arbroath, to be honest.
Respect
the
Gayfield Park immediately.
One time I've been there, funnily enough, for a Dunfermline game. I felt like I was in the sea. I was that cold.
Is that Stephen the part-time pass fan again?
No.
Just get a season ticket already.
I've not been. I don't think I've even been to a league game this season.
Oh, but you went to all the cup games though.
Cup games?
Yes, you did.
No. I went to some of the friendlies and to the ref game.
Yeah,
That's a cup game.
Away
Stephen.
Kelly
even an
game.
away game as well.
No, there's no record of that. I didn't go.
No record.
No,
You put in your Snapchat about a couple months ago.
no.
Always
That
keep your
wasn't me.
receipts.
That wasn't me.
Oh, was it the other Stephen Kinnan?
It was someone that took my phone.
Aye, so it was. Whatever you say. Well, one of these days we will catch you in a pass top and you will get
No,
slaughtered.
that
for it.
won't. That won't happen. I'm not going to wear a pass top. So. That's
I
fine.
hear Logan can be very persuasive.
Nah, obviously, I'd like Pars to do well.
Oh, there we go.
But why wouldn't I?
There's the
Isn't
soundbite.
Clap that.
my whole my local team.
Hibs
I
are my
want-
local team. I don't want him to do well.
But that's different though. I think it's totally different. The Pars and Hibs aren't the same level.
Whoa.
I think they're both absolutely duck meat.
Whoa.
I think when we were younger, certainly watching Pars and Hibs in a relegation fight. I don't know if Logan wants to think about that. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Getting me
but-
4-0 at Easter Road and doing the conga around the stands. is a particular highlight.
Dundee United win at East End Park. Logan, as usual, with all the Pars games you attended, Stephen nowhere to be seen, surprisingly. But what was your thoughts on the Friday night football in Fife?
Yeah, it certainly was a cold Friday night. Live on the telly, second week in a row we've been on BBC Scotland, which is more than Hibs this season, may I add.
Sorry, what song was it you were singing on the way back?
No,
on the Friday.
No,
Sorry,
no.
anybody listen to Paparazzi by Lady Gaga? Because Logan was singing a certain former Dunfermline player's name to that song. Who was it, Logan?
I'm your biggest fan. I'll follow you until you love me.
No comment.
The goal scorer, if people didn't know.
Yeah, so I'll just round up the game. Kai Fotheringham, the man of the moment for Dundee United at the moment, put the side ahead. It was a poor goal to concede. I was unlucky from Dennis Mehmet. Aaron's currently doing his celebration. And then Fotheringham scored the rebound with a header. Good positioning from the winger as well, and in the right position at the right time. And then he went straight over to the northwest and tried to be the big man.
Phoned it in.
And then a lighter got thrown him. So
Wow, that's poor. That is
Yeah.
shocking.
yeah,
Terrible
not by me,
Dunfermline.
may I add.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. I saw you. You're on the telly doing
Are we
it.
at the game? Yeah,
No, I saw it on the telly
you were working, mate. So
on my break.
How convenient. Even his breaks line up with Dunfermline games. He changes his shift patterns to watch his beloved Pars. You heard it here first.
yeah, and then to round off the first half, Mehmet accidentally slipped. Well, a goal kick went straight to Louis Moult's feet. He tried to come out and get the ball, and then Louis Moult basically two-footed his chest. Mehmet
He could have been killed.
Mehmet couldn't continue the second half, so Harry Sharp came on, made a few decent saves. We managed to get the equaliser. Owen Moffat with his third goal in 2 games.
Very, very good goal, I have to say.
I didn't see it. What was it?
Declan Gallagher did make a mess of it. I was Moffat and McCann running through. Gallagher tried to defend, slipped, and then Moffat a composed finish past Walton. And then it was kind of Moffat got substituted on the return of Matty Todd, which was a massive boost for Dunfermline. Same with Kane Ritchie Hostler coming on, and then late on, the man we were talking about earlier, Chris Moxey, our ex-player from last season. Good move past the defender. Good work from Cujo on the right-hand side. He found Mockery, and it was a powerful shot. Arguably, maybe Sharp could have done a wee bit better, but yeah, it was a difficult one to lose, especially against a team that's probably going to go on and win the league title. And yeah, it's a disappointing one, but it's one we can take a lot of positives from, and especially having the 2 boys back from injury.
This just in, Hearts have just tweeted that the season 2022-23 saw the club post a record turnover of £20.8 million.
That doesn't surprise me. Big money.
Mind you, got the Euro.
Europe. Yeah.
Very true, very true.
Wait
First comment is all that money and you hired Stephen Naismith.
Wait till Mr. Bill Foley comes and buys a stake in Hibs. We'll
What's your thoughts
be
on
up
that one
there.
then, Stephen? The money man from Bournemouth, is it?
Yeah, but he owns Bournemouth and Lorient in France, I think. It's exciting. It's obviously exciting. It's still very much unknown. I think it's been reported that he wants to buy a 15% stake and slowly buy more of the club. As the
If I
years
made you
go
aware
by.
myself.
Okay. So, yeah, it is exciting. I mean, there's a lot of people worrying the sort of like, oh, will we just be a feeder club? Like, will we just be sent Bournemouth players on loan and stuff like that? But I think everybody's a feeder club at this point, to be honest with you. Our players tend to go for cheap anyway, so we may as well get the quality scouting network that they have at Bournemouth and the millions of pounds, if not billions, that he
Billions and billions and billions.
it would be
billions.
nice, yeah. Fill the corners in at Easter Road, that'd be good.
Like you'd have filled them.
Oh,
Nah,
here we
but
go.
see-
Attendance FC.
Yeah, exactly. See when we win
Where
the
is
treble.
your 7,000 waiting list?
See when we win the treble next season, they'll be filling the corners.
Try and win
and
3 games now, real fast. Christ. The treble. Don't make me
Well,
laugh.
if he buys us by then. If he's not bought us by then maybe not.
I'm glad we moved on from this Scottish Championship.
Why?
I don't really want to talk about another result.
All
please.
right, the nice result at Hampden.
No.
I thought they lost.
How can we not talk about Roth Ravers?
I genuinely said to my brother-in-law, because he was like, "Oh, did it finish 2-1?" I was like, "Yeah, it's 2-1." And then all of a sudden it comes on the radio about the final result. Was that? How did you feel, Logan? What seeing that come in?
When I seen the penalty, I'm not gonna lie, I expected nothing less from Ross Millen. Just the type of player he is. He's got that. He's got that in his locker. To be fair,
I actually saw Wraith Rovers play Morton last year in the Challenge Cup, and Millen himself took the winning penalty in the shootout and dinked it down the middle. So I never even... I watched like a video from the stands not long after the game finished on Twitter, and I never actually realised who took the penalty. As soon as I saw a dink, I'm like, Millen. That's Ross Millen written all over it.
yeah, he's got an arrogance to his play. Certainly from watching.
Is he not
it.
a defender?
Yeah, he's a right back. Oh, yeah, he's a right
from
back.
from Crossford.
Is he?
Is you? Yeah. His
Well,
family used to live in
he plays for
Crossford.
Dunfermline, so when he scored that brilliant goal against Raith Rovers, that was one of my childhood favourite goals. And then now he's at Raith Rovers. So yeah.
Join the big team.
Oh, mate. Are you going this far to prove you're not a Dunfermline fan?
I live in Fife, so I'll support any Fife team.
What?
That's basically what you've just done.
How?
We used to say the big team. Sorry, I'm a bit rattled by that comment. No.
You're raging. The steam coming flying at your ears.
Can we appreciate they've had eight goals in the 85th or plus minute in the league so far this
I
year?
didn't know that because I don't look at the scores all the time. You seem to be very
you
obsessed
just give
with
it a rest. I went and watched Cowdenbeath. I'm getting really sick of you.
Yeah.
Eight goals in 85th or plus minutes. That is what? How many league games? 12.
I don't know.
Ridiculous.
Where they sit in second, yeah.
I'm not like criticising. I'm not saying it's lucky, but
But yeah.
no. But they've clearly got that energy to keep going until the
Mentality.
late stages,
Yeah.
and they've got that winning mentality now where they just don't want to stop until they. I mean, Ewan Murray's red card, by the way,
I'm not seeing that.
cynical.
Does it make you think the more you see them getting like goals that this might be the
No.
season where they actually go up?
No,
No. Seriously. From a
they've
take the black and white shades off. Do you think that they might go up this season?
no,
No, you don't think they'll go up.
No.
Why is that?
no.
Are you just too scared? You
No.
just
He
don't want to
doesn't
think
want
about
to admit it.
No.
Okay.
They are sitting second in the league
No.
and have lost once all season,
No.
Logan.
No.
But they're not going up.
No.
Not in the playoffs.
Nope.
No. Okay.
Nope.
See, we'll talk to you in May.
Logan, Dunfermline are in 5th on 14
If
points.
Raith Rovers get promoted in May, I will not be coming on here. Let's put that way.
Well,
You will be forced on.
oh yeah, you'll be dragged in kicking if you like it or not.
No, it's listen. They've done well so far. They've had a lot of injuries as well, which not as many as Dunfermline. Yeah.
Oh,
here we
excuses.
go, here we
excuses,
go.
Honestly.
But yeah, they've got a lot of injuries at the moment. Dylan Easton coming back, and even played in the Fife Derby when he was on crutches less
What?
than 2 weeks before.
Right, okay, I was gonna say.
And then he's
Scored as well, didn't
no, he didn't. It was Sam Stanton, mate. So Dylan Easton scored in the first one.
Yeah, jeez,
So-
come on, Aaron.
he? Sorry,
They
I'm not.
conceded to another midfielder instead.
If looks could kill, Stephen and
Move
me would
on.
both be dead.
Move on, please.
What are your thoughts, gents, on the announcement from Kilmarnock that they're intending to go back to a grass pitch?
Good. But is it 25, 26 that they're
Yeah,
doing it?
they're saying that it depends on whether their new training ground,
Well
because
done.
currently Killie train on Rugby Park's plastic
Yeah.
pitch. If they can get their new training ground sorted, which has like facilities for the men's team, the women's team,
Mhm.
a 250-seater stand, so they can, I'd imagine, are going to base their women's team, their youth teams there, so
Yeah.
folk can go along and watch them. But all we need to do, until that grass pitch gets laid, relegate Livingston. And if Killie want to stay up when I've got a grass pitch, that's okay. And then we can finally vote in no plastic parks in the Premiership.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that will eventually come into play at some point. In the lower leagues, I do agree it's a good idea getting games on, but I think in the Premiership it's
up to the Championship, I say it's acceptable. But Livingston,
but then it costs a lot of
even
money.
the Championship, if you get promoted, then
saying if you're getting teams into the Premiership, then you've basically got to say, or you're basically
you're at a
saying
disadvantage if you literally get promoted at that point.
You've got to spend loads of money on a grass pitch.
Unless there was a way around it in terms of we're not allowing plastic pitches, but if you get promoted from the Championship into the Premiership, the SFA or something like that will provide a certain amount of money.
You're joking.
I know that would never happen, but that for me that would be the only way that they'd be able to do that. What?
There's no chance that the SFA would never dish that sort of money.
That's very true. I was just thinking, hopefully.
We can dream, but it's not going to happen. I just think the way Livingston done it was completely like, I understand the reasoning why, because they've got up to the Premier League and they want to be financially stable, so they're going to. They ripped up a perfectly good grass pitch and put the plastic.
Know that. Did they have a grass?
Yeah, Livy had a grass pitch, and when they got promoted, they ripped it up, put the plastic down.
I'm assuming they train on there as well.
Yeah, so does all the men's, women, youth teams.
It does make sense when you think about it from that sort of
community point of view as well.
Yeah, I think that does work, but you just don't want to see your team playing on it, do you?
Well, Livy fans big it up, but I guess I've kind of got no choice.
All 5 of them just sitting there loving it.
Yeah, I suppose so. But I see the positives for it. I see the reasons for it, against it. But I certainly think in an ideal world, it would be grass pitches only in the Premiership. But it's just an opinion. Everybody's got one. And finally, we're going to look ahead. We touched on it briefly earlier, but before we get into this week's quiz with Logan, we're going to look forward to the Scotland games.
Sorry, you've just rolled your eyes there at my quiz at the prospect of my
I thought you were
quiz.
talking to me.
I did not roll my eyes.
By the way,
your eyes.
I don't know.
Indeed, I did not.
Some people might have missed last week's because when there was an issue getting uploaded, it got uploaded onto YouTube, but it didn't go on Spotify. I won the quiz. The quiz was made for me to lose, and I still managed to win.
For those that didn't see last week's podcast, I will put in just now Aaron's tears over Craig Levine's cow and beef.
Malarkey. Still heartbroken. That and Callum Morrison still really grinding my gears.
Beautiful. Because I said it and I thought I've just been asking myself that.
I wonder what's going to happen this week, because the first week, what was it?
It's top goal scorer and something.
Ian Rankin.
Oh, right, okay.
Ian Rankin, that famous Hamilton Accies manager.
And last week, somehow Stephen got Callum Morrison as top
What do you
goal
mean somehow?
You'd expect me to know it, given
What
away
was
heart.
the other ones? It was Craig Levine's one, and I swear I got another one. There was one other one that I got. I can't remember what it was.
Anyway, I'll insert last week's quiz.
Hamilton or something.
Here.
Go back and feel it.
So, Stephen, who's the current top goal scorer in Scottish League One?
Well, to be honest with you, I couldn't remember who the striker was for Falkirk, and the only one I could really remember in that Falkirk team was Morrison. So I don't think he'll be top goal scorer, but I just had to write an answer quickly.
So your answer's Callum Morrison.
Yeah.
Aaron?
Ross McCausland.
1 point to Stephen.
Wait, seriously?
Oh, I had him as well.
Callum Morrison is the top goal scorer.
Oh, no. I had Morrison went down and changed my mind.
Where do Hamilton Accies play?
ZLX Stadium.
Oh, it's in the Douglas Park.
The answer, according to Google and according to the Hamilton Accies official website, is a ZLX Stadium.
Are you seriously not giving me a point for that?
I'll give you a half point.
Okay.
So you're a half point ahead currently.
Okay.
Who has the most goals for the Old Firm since the SPFL era started?
Chris Boyd.
Oh, I put Tavernier.
Chris Boyd.
Yes.
No. Lee Griffiths.
You're joking.
Seriously?
Really?
How many goals did he have?
Let me just double
Griffiths.
check.
I obviously he scored a lot
Yeah.
of goals, but since the SP,
I guess he got a good few seasons where he scored like 40 odd.
92 goals.
Seriously, how many has Tavernier scored? How many has Tavernier got?
68.
Oh, in the league.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh dear.
If he'd stayed in the
Shocker.
league, I would have got that
I can't
one.
believe I never got Callum Morrison.
How many teams has Craig Levine managed in Scotland?
3.
3.
No.
No, is it 4? Is it 4?
It's 5.
Oh God.
And I'm not including Scotland either.
Right. So whoever names the most gets the point. Yeah.
I don't know anymore.
Do we get a point?
right.
Oh
Do we get a
my
point
God,
for each team?
seriously, I
Quickly,
can't believe
there's 5 teams. I want you to write down the 5 teams.
I can't believe I forgot one.
I want you to write down
There's
the.
one big one that I completely forgot.
I want you to write down the 5 teams.
I can only think of 3. Like, I know there's more, but I can only think of 3. That's going to do my head in. If I lose this quiz,
So if I get one more than him, do I get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
if you're telling me
I
I'm
don't
gonna,
know what
if I'm going to lose this quiz to a Craig Lane question, I'm
Who's
not
the
coming
last
back.
one? I feel like he went down to England or something and went to someone.
How many teams in
In
Scotland?
Scotland.
Oh, Scotland. I thought you said you weren't counting in Scotland
No, I'm
As
not
in the
counting
national
Scotland
team.
job.
without the national team.
Yeah.
Clubs in Scotland were at the national team.
Right.
Give me a second.
No.
You have to give us the
Right.
I'm
okay.
actually going to bottle this. I can only think
Craig
of 3.
Levine. Are you counting caretaker? Are you counting? Is it?
How many clubs has Craig Levine managed in Scotland?
Oh.
I can still only think of 3.
Right. Write down your answers.
I've wrote 3 down. That's what I said.
Is that all you've got?
I feel like there's one more, but I just
No, but
can't
one big one
pin-
that
I can't
I
pin it
can't
down.
think of, and it's
I had
really
4,
gonna
but
hurt
Ian,
then-
me.
how many have you got written down?
3.
Right. Stephen, you got 10 seconds.
10. Sounds like I was about to count down there.
Oh, I hate this.
Write down an answer.
I'm trying to think of a club.
Right. So you both got 3 each, and if you both have the same 3, then we'll just have bids, and whoever gets
Okay.
whoever gets the next club that he's
I'll do
managed.
that.
Okay.
Right. Stephen, go first.
Dundee United.
Yep.
Oh, my name them all.
Yep.
Hearts.
Yep.
St Johnstone.
Ian, have you got written down?
Dundee United, Hearts, St Johnstone.
Right. So there is 2 other teams.
Hamilton.
Oh no.
I'll have one bid from Stephen, so it's Hamilton out the window. Aaron,
Brecon.
I was going to say Brecon, but I
Stephen?
didn't think
He was the
manager.
director
Yeah.
there recently, but I don't know if he managed him in the past or something.
St Mirren.
Aaron,
Kilmarnock.
Stephen.
Oh, was that Kelly? He strikes me as
We
a
could be here all day.
Strikes
Stephen,
me as a Kelly manager. Falkirk.
Aaron.
So I'm not right.
I'm needing to remember who's in the different leagues at this point.
Get off your
Oh,
phone.
can I
Off
look
your
at the
phones.
league?
No, off your phones. Off your phones. Aaron, off that
Who have
phone.
I guessed? Hamilton.
Are you on Google?
No, I'm on Tottenham.
No,
Oh,
that's
no,
too far.
no.
You can click on Craig Levine's profile.
Has he even got a profile?
He should be docked a point for
Right.
Has he even got a profile?
Aaron, off your phone.
that. Oh, he will.
I'm
If he gets his next guest.
going to take a stab in the dark. Wraith Rovers?
Oh, out. You're out. Dock points. Finished.
Shut up.
Cheat.
I've not looked in their profile.
I don't believe you.
So,
Broke the rules.
Aaron's got it right. But he's been looking at FOTMOB. So, Stephen, you have one guess left. If you can get the 15,
Are you serious?
I'll give you both a point.
If I can get the 15.
It was the first team he managed in Scotland.
So are they
That is a
rubbish?
hint for you.
They're rubbish. You put me really at...
There'll be some jobby team, won't there?
Cown
Oh!
Cown beef.
beef. Yeah, is it them?
Aaron has got his head in his hands.
Is it?
That's cown
Oh, I
beef.
knew it. I
It's the
actually knew that as
correct
well.
answer.
That's what I was trying to think, but for some reason I was thinking Pars in my head before and I couldn't remember. I knew he's from Dunfermline, so I didn't know.
I think Aaron knew that as well.
Oh, that's poor. Well, did you guess it, Aaron?
Especially after going to the Craig Levine Q&As.
You're his best mate. You didn't know what team he managed. That's poor.
Oh my god, that's an easy couple of points thrown away.
Easy.
So, the final scores this week are Stephen with 2.5 points.
Yep, should be
And
free.
Aaron with 2 points. Aaron, Fox, please.
Get it up the Perry, I'm not coming back.
This quiz is designed for me to lose, and I've just went and won it.
If anyone was to get the Callum Morrison question, I thought it would have been you, Aaron.
That's the thing, I literally had Morrison written down, but I thought, nah, sure, the striker will have more.
He's the only player that he came to my head, right? If I
He's the
genuinely
only player that Stephen knows in League One.
genuinely, like I would name more, but if I thought I was like, right, it'll be Falkirk probably that have a top goal scorer, but I didn't know who their striker was, so I just thought Morrison.
Cowden Beath, man. Of course it was Cowden.
I knew
He
that as
literally
well.
played
I
them
should
before he
have
went
guessed.
to Hearts.
I should have guessed
He
that
played
earlier.
at Cowden Beath, he managed them, and oh! Scotland have 2 key games coming up this week. First of all, travelling to take on Georgia before heading to Hampden Park for a qualification party against Holland and Norway. So what are your thoughts on the 2 upcoming games? Georgia, I'd say, is the more winnable tie, but doesn't really matter now because we're through.
Mm-hmm.
And when was the last time as Scotland fans we could say, before a qualification campaign ended, it's fine, lads, doesn't matter, we're through anyway? What a luxury this is to be looking at 2 what would have been humongous games in basically every campaign and being like, aye, whatever.
Yeah, I'm relieved we've qualified before these 2 games because of our horrendous record in Georgia. And then, obviously, Norway, we know what they're capable of. Despite beating them over there, they've still got the players that can really hurt us on their day. Haaland, Odegaard, Sorloth. I'm probably missing somebody. El Yunusi's still... You've laughing.
He scored against Man United.
Exactly, so... still players that can hurt us, but I'm glad we're qualified now. As I said earlier, I think Steve Clarke will still play his strongest team. He will give minutes to players that maybe not played as much football, the likes of, as mentioned before, Lewis Ferguson. The keepers debate is a bit of one that...
Who do you think starts? Who would
toss a coin?
Who would you want to start?
Say toss a coin, it's 3 goalkeepers, but
Oh yeah, that 3-sided
Xander
coin.
Clark. Xander Clark has to start, simple as that.
Who is it? Xander Clark, Liam Kelly, and who's the other one?
Robbie McCrory.
Well, Robbie McCrory is not starting. Let's be honest with that. So it's either Kelly or Clark.
Liam Kelly was awful against Hearts.
But Xander Clark was awful against Rangers.
That's Rangers.
I think it's very possible you might see one play one game, one play the other.
It does. It is like I hope obviously Gunn will be back for the Euros, but it is a bit concerning for me.
Very, very glad that's the case. I don't think we realise just how good Angus Gunn is.
Yeah, but
I think we had those results, and I think we maybe did take advantage of the fact that we kept numerous clean sheets in all those games.
Honestly, see if we were going into these last 2 games needing results to qualify and we had to play Xander Clark or Liam Kelly, I think I'd be having palpitations.
That would just be like typical Scotland, though, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, totally. Like I'd rather dig up Craig Gordon and play him on one leg.
Is he not back now?
He's back in training. He's been training for a while.
Back until after Christmas.
Does he? See, I'm changing subject here, but see when he comes back, do you want to see him come back in as number 1 at Hearts?
At Hearts, we need him. We need him number 1 at Hearts.
Has Xander Clark been that?
I
thought you were
really good
raving
signing.
thing is, Xander Clark is a more than capable backup. When he's played, he's had some really good games. He's had some shockers as well, but as do most goalkeepers, Xander Clark's been a very capable debut, and I'd say overall he's been okay, but he's not Craig Gordon. As soon as Craig Gordon is fit and able to play 90 minutes, get him back in.
But will he be back to his best?
Yeah, and do you think you'll need to? You obviously don't see Clark as being that number 1.
He's number 28 actually.
In the summer transfer window, or maybe even January, I don't know. Would you like to see Hearts go for a number 1 goalie?
No, because we've got Craig Gordon coming back.
Serious, but come next summer though, how old is he going to be by then?
41.
Yeah,
41.
I think it all depends on how Gordon does. I think you need to give Craig Gordon the benefit of the doubt when he comes back. He's been out for almost a year now. He's obviously getting on a fair bit, but I think that it would be madness to get Craig Gordon just coming back and then go new number 1 goalie in the January window. That just would not sit out with me at all. Like, the guy's worked himself into the ground to come back and play professional football again. He was the undisputed number 1 for club and country at the time of his injury. I think that we owe him to give him that chance, and not just 1 or 2 games and then write him off. We need to give him time to get back to his best, because at his best he's an unstoppable asset.
Does he start for Scotland when he's back fit?
No.
Gunn.
Gunn starts for Scotland.
I'm glad you mentioned Craig Gordon,
Why?
because there might be a certain quiz question.
Oh, great.
Oh, goody. Can't wait. And obviously Norway, we're going to move on from the first game. Norway at Hampden. Again, but I didn't I thought they were going to do us at their place, to be honest. But
Kenny
don't-
McLean.
Yeah, I think they are a good team, but I wouldn't have said I thought, we're going to get absolutely pumped off of them.
well, they had Matt and Odegaard.
They have Odegaard.
They
and
had
Haaland.
Odegaard feeding through balls to Haaland. I don't
Yeah.
care how good, bad, and indifferent the rest of your team is, that's terrifying.
Yeah, but still, it's obviously clearly not.
It's not quite as threatening as Robertson into McTominay, though, is it?
Nah.
Why is Why is Robertson playing in that position?
I just picked a player out the Scotland.
Right, okay. He also won't be playing, as we said. Do you? Who do you start at left back? Personally, Josh Doig should be coming in there. What? The game, right?
Over Greg Taylor.
As much as we love to say,
Over
we need
Greg
to go
Taylor.
out and win these games, it's just a normal game. Greg Taylor has had his games for Scotland. He's a decent player. Josh Doig's not had a chance. This is the perfect time to give a player a chance.
We just love left backs, don't we?
I know, exactly. But do you not think Josh Doig should get a chance over Greg Taylor, who I think's good, not great?
Possibly in the Georgia game, not in the Norway.
Not in
game.
Norway.
Why?
I just think that Greg Taylor's better at the moment than Josh Doig.
Do you watch Josh Doig?
I've watched Greg Taylor.
Hmm.
Do you watch Josh Doig?
Josh
I've
Doig.
seen
How
more
often do you
Josh
watch
Doig.
Hellas Verona?
I've seen More Josh Doig than I assume you have.
Yeah, when he
When
about
he
2
played
years
for-
ago.
played for Hibs. What's your point, caller?
No, I think we need to start giving these players a chance, because look how easily Robertson and Tierney out. Is Hickey out?
Yeah, Hickey's
yeah,
injured.
Hickey out. So just like that, imagine something happened with Greg Taylor, then you would be chucking Josh Doig in the deep end potentially in a big game. If you put him in these games, you give him a chance, let him prove himself. We did it with Patterson, we did it with Hickey. Well, I don't see why you wouldn't do it with Josh Doig.
Is Patterson in the squad?
Yes.
I
He'll
think
start.
it's a disgrace that Josh Edwards hasn't been called up.
Oh, come on now. How? What?
Well, don't shout at me, mate.
How? I assume you're joking, but
Surely Kingsley over Doig, no? I'm joking.
I do-
Just to be clear,
Listen,
just to be clear, that is a joke.
I do
Yeah.
love Stephen Kingsley, but I think his international days are done
Yeah, to be clear, that was a joke.
before
you're
the.
funny, Logan.
Aye.
Yeah,
The Edwards one was not a joke, though. So.
yeah.
Listen, just because you're in like 2029 with Dunfermline on Football Manager doesn't mean the rest of the world is.
Mate, I'm about 6 weeks into the season.
You're sitting playing class constantly in the one day.
Mate,
Exposed.
God.
I saw that Bedford Cup team while I've seen Samoa Murray this week. Right, I think it is just about time for quiz time. Logan, take it away.
Can I get the theme song, please? Just for
The theme song.
Yep.
All right.
Yes. That's enough of that.
Can we do?
Thank you. No.
If you insist.
I'm so sorry, headphone
time.
users. Right, notes out, lads.
Oh,
Stephen's not got his phone.
I'm out for revenge this week.
Right, so there's a few questions, obviously, with the international break coming up. A few questions.
Oh, I should have known
about
this.
Scotland.
Great. I look like
Only
an
two.
absolute fool.
Only two, though.
Only two questions.
No, there's only two questions about Scotland.
Okay.
There is 5 questions in total this week. So, which League One ground has the lowest capacity?
Oh, seriously. Lower league Scottish football quiz. Is that what we're doing?
Which League One ground has the lowest capacity, Stephen?
I don't even know what all 10 teams are in that league.
Stephen, see if there's someone that moans about this quiz being so League One based, maybe do your research on League One.
No. I've checked the stats.
Can you write down an answer, please?
Lower League.
Can I give you the club?
Yeah, mate, it's the club. It's not the actual the capacity.
What?
Which League One ground has the lowest capacity?
Yeah. Can I give you the club, not the ground?
I want either.
Okay.
I'll accept either.
Go on.
Who won the Championship Player of the Month for October?
Well, I know what it is.
Bit of a recent
Ah,
answer there.
I've just
damn me.
voice of recorded your question there, but I know who it is because you told us.
Scottish Championship Player of the Month.
Well, I hope that's who it is. Or you've just told me a dummy. Right, go on.
Oh yeah. I think I know who it is.
Who is the longest reigning manager in the SPFL? And I want the manager.
I
not
know.
I want the manager, not the club.
I think
I actually think I know this one as well.
I think I know it, but I hope there's not like one person.
Yeah.
that's-
On to the Scotland questions. And obviously I mentioned before about Craig Gordon. In what year did Craig Gordon make his debut for Scotland?
Debut for Scotland.
Yep. Aaron seems pretty confident about that answer.
I don't
He
know
was
if it,
pretty confident about the last one with Craig
Yeah.
Levein.
I've
So.
accidentally
True.
tipped
True,
the
true.
wrong answer, so I better not be that
And
one.
the last question: how many permanent managers have Scotland had since the World Cup in 1998?
All right, okay.
Permanent managers.
That'll be an educated guess.
So who wasn't permanent?
Tommy Burns,
All right, okay, but that was not in
Malky
that
Mackay.
very. Oh, Malky, I wouldn't have counted
Jesus.
Malky Mackay. That's a swear word in this podcast.
So, why is that a swear word?
Just don't want to talk about Malky Mackay.
Fighting.
I'm so sorry to headphone users.
Wait, 1 second. So I don't need to name them, no?
No.
Nah. Just.
If it is a draw, though, you will.
Oh, I've got no chance.
Right. Are we ready?
No. Give me
Okay.
10 seconds.
5, 4, 3.
I'm counting in my
two.
head. You've just. Oh.
Time's up, Stephen.
I hate him so much. Right, you've got 5 seconds, mate.
You love me, don't lie.
Right, I'm writing this one, but I feel like it's going to be the one up from it.
Right. Which League One ground has the lowest capacity?
Meadowbank.
Wrong.
What?
What did you put?
I put Stirling, but I don't even know if they're in that league.
Wrong. It is New Central Park, Kelty Hearts.
Oh, no
How
wonder,
many does
no
that
wonder you
hold?
asked that question.
That holds 2,300.
Meadowbank holds 500.
Well, it's got
Seated or standing as well.
As my research did, Meadowbank apparently holds 2,500.
No chance.
What, as in like standing as well, I'm assuming? I take it. Unless you've got that big a stand.
You've had more than 500 at the Meadowbank. I'm just going across
Right,
my
come on,
research. I'm going
Quizmaster.
across my research.
Right, fine.
Who won the Championship Player of the Month for October?
Fotheringham.
Okay, follow him.
Point to both of you.
I only got that because you said it.
Did I? I
You
thought
said-
you said he was in form.
You said, oh, and it relates to a quiz question later.
Fair enough, so you did. Gave the game away there.
Did I?
Yeah.
Aye.
That's the only reason I got it.
You're welcome. Who is the longest reigning manager in the SPFL?
Dick Campbell.
Wrong.
Dougie Samuel, Spartans.
Aaron takes the point.
I don't know who that
there.
is, so
The Spartans manager.
thanks for that, but I didn't know him.
He's been there like 10 years or something.
Yeah, I knew there'd be one that I didn't know. And
Stephen, in what year did Craig Gordon make his debut for Scotland?
I don't. 2007,
2005.
Both wrong.
2006,
6 was
Wrong.
that?
no, 8.
2004.
Really?
4.
We were
Jeez,
one.
oh.
That's terrifying.
I was like probably like a couple of months old,
So currently Aaron leads by 2-1.
so I can't win.
No,
Oh,
but you
you
can
can-
you can win if you get this right,
Oh.
and then you name the
Right, Aaron, you
permanent
can go
managers.
first.
So, how many permanent managers have Scotland had since the World Cup in 1998, Aaron?
6.
6. Can I name them, seeing as I'm losing?
That's not how it works.
So it was not 6.
7. Was it 7? Because that was what I was about to say.
Oh, shut up, you.
So, to get a draw, Stephen,
A draw.
I want you to name
How many was there?
7. Oh no. I'll go for. Well, there was 8 managers.
Can I just name 6?
One was 2 spells. So,
I know the one that was 2 spells.
I'm gonna let if you could. I'll give you the draw. If you can get 6 out of the 8 managers.
Okay, right.
I'm going to be
So,
fuming if you get this. by the
Steve
way.
Clark.
Hold on. Let me get the list up.
You don't even know the list. You don't know your own answers.
Hold on.
How are you meant to
hold
get
on,
it?
Hold on.
TikTok.
Spotify,
got a pub quiz to go to.
Aye, you're all dressed up for the occasion, aren't you?
Which will not be as good as this one. Right, go.
Steve Clark.
Yep.
Alex McLeish.
Yep.
Twice, obviously. Gordon Strachan.
Yep.
Craig Levein.
Yep.
Craig Brown.
Oh my God.
And Craig Levein. Did I say Craig Levein?
Yep.
Yes.
That's 6.
That's 5.
That's 6. I just counted them all.
Nope,
2
that's
spells
5.
don't count.
I didn't count 2 spells.
You said
Steve Clark,
McLeish.
Steve Clark, McLeish, Strachan, Craig Brown, Craig Levine, and I named someone else. Who was
No,
it?
you didn't.
No, you are.
You didn't.
No, you
You're
never.
on 5, mate.
You're on
Right,
5.
give me 10 seconds.
I should have really put a timer on this because I'm going to give you another 15 more seconds.
Honestly.
Could you give me like a little like? Was he?
Nope.
It was obviously
You,
the other side of
just
this.
stop. You
He
stopped
was
trying to
closer.
find ways
He
to
was
draw.
closer to 98, wasn't he? Than he was like the side. If you know what I mean.
No comment.
You're also finding draws in Livingston.
After 98.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll take Stephen. Your final answer, please.
No. Oh, it's about Smith. Is it right?
You did take a wee bit of a while to after my 15 seconds. But Walter Smith did manage Scotland on 16 occasions.
Get the applause button on, Aaron.
I cannot believe this.
So can we turn off the applause, please? That is burning my eardrums.
Oh, he's done it again.
I'm gonna give Stephen. It does remain 1-1. Aaron, I do apologise, but I will give you a chance if Stephen does go ahead.
He's done
Which will probably be never. But I thought I would give him a chance as he knows nothing.
Designed to make me lose, and I still keep coming back and drawing in this case.
Celebrating draws. You're such a Hibs fan. It's unreal.
Well, I've seen Hearts do it.
Well, that's another week of the quiz. Another week of shocking answers.
Maybe
Another
we'll get
absolute
some.
collapse from myself.
Maybe we'll get some like top division questions next week, or
No.
no? Okay, that's fair enough. I'll get my homework book out.
Just as you've said for the past 2 weeks, and you clearly don't. You won the Scottish. You know who won the Scottish Championship Player of the Month, but that's because
Because you told me.
So
You are spoon fed that one.
you got one question right, Stephen. Well done.
Thanks.
But you unfortunately the weakest link. So.
Wow, I'm not because I drew, so we're drawing.
And I'm not happy about it. Thank you very much for listening to yet another episode of Across the Fourth. And until next time, we'll see you for more very soon. But until then, take care and bye for now.